Hey, how we doing? It says I'm live. Let me know for sure. Can you hear me? Can you see me? Does it sound clear? Packed house. 9 people watching. 7 thumbs up. That's actually a pretty good percentage. Got the 5x5 from Pilgrim. Thank you. Root Cellar. Good afternoon. Mozambique. Love it. Mozambique. Love it. Appalachian Mercantile Dome Seeker. Thank you for being here. Jim Shady. But yes, it is very important to distinguish Dome Seeker between what is a saggy booby and what is not when it comes to anything in general. So there's that. So, good on you. If you don't know what I'm talking about, scroll back up in the comments. You'll see a child was concerned about the saggy boobies on a bull that were not boobies that were hanging from the bull. Okay. So if y'all missed that, that's what what we're talking about in that. The little girl thought that the bull's boobies were sagging. No, not boobies. Yeah. Mountain oysters, raw, still attached. Mountain oysters. All right. So there's that. All right. As always, and it's inevitable, I will hurt feelings. I will challenge your opinions and your views, and that is not necessarily a bad thing. It is usually a good thing. So go ahead and click the thumbs down, hit the unsubscribe now, or whatever you're supposed to do, whichever you feel like, because some of you will and some of you won't. It doesn't matter, really. I appreciate, though, if you click this one, but this one will work. And if you don't get notifications, go back, check that you're subscribed, and click that bell that's right beside it, and it will say all, personalized, none. All right. If sometimes you click the wrong one when you're playing on your phone. So if you want to get a notification every time, every once in a while, just check, did I click the all? All right. You may have to unsubscribe and then resubscribe to verify that you've clicked the right bell. And it's free. Yes, subscriptions on YouTube are free of charge. It's not like, you're signing up for subscriptions for books or meats or whatever. No, it's free. All it does is say, hey, I like this stuff, so I want to hear more of this guy's rantings. But let's get into how democracy has eroded the foundations of the republic. We're going to have to take a little trip back in time to actually look at things and diagnose things. And there are going to be some truths that people do not like. Predominantly the softer side of the gender aisle will not like, but it doesn't make it not true. Okay. So ladies, get ready to put in your comments and all your little hate things, but it doesn't make it true. Okay. First off, as a parent, democracy. How many of you practice democracy as a parent, or did as a parent, or as a grandparent? Because practicing democracy will often lead to bankruptcy if you do this. All right. And unless there's only one child and there's only you, where you automatically have this final say. Practicing democracy as a parent is inherently bad. It's a bad idea. It's a poor choice, because if you do, you will probably always be eating at Chuck E. Cheese for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You'll constantly be going to Disney World on whims. You'll be having Dairy Queen ice cream 2, 3, 4 times a day. So your refrigerator will probably be stocked from the bottom shelf to the top with anything from ice cream in the freezer to candy bars and pudding cups throughout the fridge. All right, there would be no vegetables or probably meat products at all, or dairy products. Might be some milk because they'd want to have chocolate milk. You do not practice democracy with children. Okay? You can have a representative republic. If you have more than one child, like for most of you know, I have 4 lovely children. If the consensus is, 2 out of 4 children plus myself and Miss Angel decide, oh, well, we would like to have this for lunch, then we'll take into consideration what the other 2 want to eat. But once we do, that's it. Okay. We'll try to get them. Oh, we got it. Her grandson just walked in. He's getting ready to throw a fit because he throws a fit when mommy leaves. So if you hear a little one crying in the background, you want to come say hi, Brantley? You want to come say hi to everybody? Come here. Come here. Oh, he's thinking about it. Yeah, Mama, bring him over so he can say hi to everybody. Look, stick your head in here. Come here. Come here. I'll show you. Oh, he doesn't want to come. None of that. But anyway, as I was saying, we'll, if 2 of them, oh, I want chicken strips. Well, we'll try to find some place that has that along with the stuff we want to eat. It's kind of like a republic. Okay. But yes, you don't allow them to make all the democratic decisions because kids lack awareness. They lack a macro view of everything. They don't understand the concepts of time and money. They're impulsive. Okay. This leads towards voting. Trust me, and civil rights for all. Why do we have civil rights for all? Well, because it's civil rights. Well, why is voting classified as a civil right? Oh, yes, you're going to hear that sometimes. There are little ones around. Most adults lack foresight. Let them eat fish sticks. Yes, voting as a civil right is a phenomenon that has only occurred in the latter parts of the 19th and 20th century. Okay, because civil rights should not encompass privileges. All right, if you do not contribute to something, you should have no say in that something. You may have an opinion, but you don't actually get to vote. And I know a lot of people that'll blow their minds, that concept of just not being able to exercise a right to vote. But if you have no skin in the game, if it doesn't, if I'm building the house, if I'm paying for the foundation, if I'm paying for the walls, if I'm paying for how much material is going to be going into it, I have the overall budget that I'm taking care of. And you don't, and you come along and say, well, no, it needs to be 4 bedrooms instead of 3. No, you have no say. You have no say. You're not the one putting everything into it. You'll be happy with what you get. Okay. And that's the way it's supposed to be. But, from the 1800s to 1856, land, you were required to be a landowner in this country to be able to vote. And now the primary thought process, the rationing behind this, is that people who own land have something to lose. If they're not productive, if the government doesn't work right, they have something to lose. Right? We started getting rid of those. The last state was North Carolina in 1856, did away with land requirements. And literacy requirements. Literacy requirements used to be a part of voting. Okay. Now, a lot of people would say that would discourage, people of African descent. It doesn't matter what race you are. It was literacy. It doesn't matter what race you are. If you can't read and you can't comprehend what's going on throughout the world, throughout your country, throughout your region, your state, why? If you are uninformed and can't inform yourself, why should you automatically be able to decide, well, I think we should do this? And people will say, well, no, just because they're illiterate doesn't mean they're not smart. No, it does not. It does not mean they're not smart. But it does mean that they haven't taken the time, effort, or energy to put into themselves the ability to become literate. Anyone can learn literacy. So if you're choosing that, you are demonstrating that you don't have the wherewithal to be able to make good decisions, to make good judgments. Now, I know a lot of people aren't going to like that, but that's true. If you today, in the age of information, ignorance is a choice. Made it. It's 9 a.m. Where am I at work? There you go, single dad. Pay no tax, vote. Yes, MacGyver prepping. We'll get to that here in a little bit. In the 1920s, the 19th Amendment was ratified, granting what? What the 19th Amendment do? It granted women the right to vote. Now, the problem here, and see, a lot of people, this is where they're going to start getting butthurt, is that women are emotional. They operate off their feelings a lot of the times. This is a fact. This is science. Trust the science. And if you have a large amount of the population that is making decisions based off of how they feel, think of today's society, feelings. I feel like I'm not me, or they feel like a they, them. If you make decisions based off of your feelings, things start to unravel at a rapid rate. So inherently, people who make decisions, make life choices based off of feelings versus logic, inherently are going to make things unravel. I know this is where women go, what? We shouldn't be able to vote. No. Logic would dictate no. All right. Feelings. And that's how they got the 24th or the 19th Amendment passed in the first place. You don't think there were a bunch of men back then that were like, oh, we can't allow them to vote? And they were just at home harping in their ear, you've got to make this happen. You've got to make this happen. You've got to make. The women's suffrage movement was all about a bunch of, you got to make this happen. We want. And today we have gender fluidity because of feelings. Now, I know a lot of people aren't going to like that. Voting on emotions is stupid as hell. Correct. But that is what has happened since 1964. And the reason I say since 1964 is because from 1920 to 1964, that was kind of kept in check by poll taxes. All right. If you couldn't pay the tax, you couldn't vote. You had to put skin in the game. You had to put money in the game. Oh, I'm putting up something. I had to make this money. You had to have skin in the game. But once the 24th Amendment removed poll taxes, the floodgates unleashed, and women exceeded men in voting from 1964 until today by millions. Actually, it was 9.4 million in the 2020 election, more women voters than men, all voting or predominantly voting based off of emotions, how someone made them feel without looking at the logic. You can't argue against it. You cannot argue against that, whether you like it or not. And then in 1971, they expanded the voter base by dropping it from 21 to 18 with the 26th Amendment. So even more came out of the floodgates. Now, I know a lot of women don't like that, but if you look at history, there's a reason why men ruled societies, and the societies thrived or not. But you can see the decline in every society when you start letting people who vote on emotion make decisions, when people who have no skin in the game make decisions. So either you have no skin in the game, or you have some skin in the game, but you're voting off emotions. Either way is illogical and bad, and has destroyed the republic. Those are facts, whether you like them or not. So let me hop in the chat here and see what everybody else says. Single dad purposes. Happy New Year, all. Alaska seems to be a good place to bug out to. There you go. Alaska would be nice. Men are supposed to lead in every aspect. There you go, Dome Seeker. Yes, but most women don't want that. Women in today's society typically want the traditional male, but they don't want to have traditional values. They don't want to be a traditional female. I say this quite frequently on Facebook and other things like that, YouTube. You want the man who provides, who opens doors, pulls out chairs, says yes ma'am, no ma'am. But when the role is reversed, you don't want the duties and responsibilities that come with it, for the most part. Not all women, but a lot in today's society. And it's just the way the cookie crumbles. But if you want to see, if you were always wondering why things are getting the way they're getting, why they're getting out of control, decisions made off of emotions. Yes. School shooters are acting off emotions. We've destroyed the republic. It's a republic if you can keep it. We couldn't keep it. The republic is gone. Now it's all vote by feelings and emotions. Yes, I made mine a stay-at-home wife. She does what I tell her. Well, that's a good thing, because we're going to talk about that tonight. I'm going to go over tonight. We're going to have a conversation about children, women, and men, and the family, and how to get back to old-fashioned values. So thank you all for being here. I want to keep this short. Appreciate all of you, and we're going to get the little one settled in. Again, truth sometimes is a difficult pill to swallow. Love you all. God bless. Have a great day. Stay safe. I'm out.